full screen. All right, action.
All right, so I'm not going to get into the Elliott wave analysis at all. I'm just going to go into momentum and support resistance for this. So we're going to zoom in here. That looks like a full five-wave structure. Damn it, couldn't help myself. So this could be a retracement period right here. This might have been the retracement, and I'm basing this off of our 4-hour stochastic, MACD, and RSI. You see our RSI came up to that 61 area. We got rejected right here. That RSI peak was right at our peak. And we're below the 50 and below the SMA. We didn't get any resistance from that. Our stochastics are pointed down. We got a good amount of gas in the tank. If you zoom in on our MACD, looking gnarly. Like we're about to have a histogram crossover and the signal line crossover. So we can have a really good explosive move here. Going to go over key levels of support resistance we broke during this downturn. We'll go back to July 24th. We were kind of this is where the support up here came in, resistance came in here. We were kind of in this channel from July 25th. We've broken out of it, broke above it convincingly, checked down to the top side, bounced up, broke through it. Got a very tiny bounce here, flushed it, came back up, retested it, and now we're really going to go down. So with these RSIs, even on the 15-minute, looks like we got a full tank of gas. We got rejected at that, let's say, 110.60 to 11.71. We got rejected right there. So I guess our only bullish scenario is if we get saved right here, but that looks bearish as hell. 1, 2, 3. This could be our wave 4. I'm going to dump to lower levels. So yeah, 15-minute looks bearish RSI wise. Hourly has some room to move down. At 4 hour, it's looking hella bearish. I think on the daily.
All right, you've got the after hours chart going too, man. Because where you had put that line down below, I had noticed that there was a gap in there on the chart, but I don't think I had after hours. My after hours thing on.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, we got a lot of room to move down on that. And if you look at the weekly, get fucking wrecked. We did below that 70 on the weekly. We have a histogram crossover, signal line crossover, stochastic pointing down.
You got a low on the RSI too. This bearish divergence on the weekly. Holy snakes!
This is kind of what I was hoping for. I was talking about this in the chat. Like, we can go down to 100 because of that area support resistance. But if this is a bull run, which I would consider that the top of the bull run, 109 was where we're kind of fighting at before. I was talking about this area support resistance. This is the 0.236 of this as a bull run. We flushed that. We're below that now. Next is a 0.382 at 91. But if we do a 0.5 retracement, that would be beautiful. Maybe do a little fucking head and shoulders action. But 0.5 of this bull run, that's still bullish.
Wait, you're really gonna shorten a video?
Dude, I've made 2 fucking big plays. Like,
at this point,
I made 150%er a couple of days ago, and then I sold, and then I got back in yesterday, and I kind of sprinkled in a little bit more today, and now I'm up pretty good on that one too. On puts.
Well, yeah, I mean, but when are you gonna take profit?
I'm looking for the 100 to 75 area.
And what's it at right now?
107. Look at that red candle. Ooh wee.
I don't know. These rate cuts are. I think we're gonna get faked out. I think that. I think that we're actually going to continue our climb up in the markets all the way through the end of the year.
But have you seen the weekly of NVIDIA?
Yeah, but it won't really matter if you get the momentum.
But like, I get that, the momentum, but look at 1,175% in 567 days.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, there's only probably a short amount of time here where we're going down on that thing. Like, so I would say, like,
well, we've already gone down a significant amount. Like,
yeah,
we're down like 20-30%.
yeah, on the hottest coin in the market, you know.
What is that? What is that red line? Is that like the 20-week SMA or
26,
something?
26% we're down.
I have a theory though about Crazy's theory on that rate cuts always bring on max pain, and I would caution us believing this to happen in September and for the markets to crash, because the only other times that we've had rate cuts, we've had a catalyst that would cause the rest of the markets to tumble.
Yeah,
This time so far, we don't.
it's also like
You know, we,
It kind of makes sense though. Like if rate cuts, like people are going to want to invest their money maybe more in real estate or in other more secure, you know.
yeah, I think everyone across the board believes rate means market dive.
When it's at all-time highs, you can take profits and then put it into something that's more secure.
well, also the rate cuts. It's a circumstance under which they're actually cutting the rates, and like how quickly they're cutting, how aggressively they're cutting them.
And what would you say that is?
So if you're in a recession and that's why they're cutting the rates, then
And we are not
then
right now.
and we are not. If that's why they're cutting the rates, that's why. So when Crazy talks about that, I think he's seeing all these crazy times where they cut interest rates, and he's assuming that that's what causes the huge crash in the market, when really the huge crash in the market was caused because we were in a recession or something else, like like the housing market collapsed in 2008 and shit like that. When they cut rates, it's to ease up on monetary policy, to like sort of
Yes.
to
Yes.
ease the burden, to make it easier for people to get along, like in that environment. But we're not in a recessionary environment. We're not. Powell said it clearly the other day. He said we're not showing signs of the economy being overheated, and we're also not seeing signs of sharply declining economy. So
Hey,
it's
by the way,
basically about in the middle.
just want to say one thing real quick. NVIDIA just flushed lows of today's trading day.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out when I did, because it did end up coming all the way down to where I thought it was going to. I didn't get out at the top, but I took some profits at like 116, 117, and then I think I sold the rest of it like between 115 and 111. But yeah, like I don't know. I mean, it might be coming down to. I was thinking, oh shit, there's a huge gap there. It's gonna end up having to come down and fill that fucking gap, and it still looks like it's going to.
Yeah. Right now, there's no reason to be bearish in these markets. Zero.
So do you think, MoKat, first of all, I had a question. That red line that you had on there before on the weekly chart, is that the 20-week SMA, or what is that?
These are EMA, so that's the 20 EMA.
Okay, so 20-week EMA. So I mean, it looks like there was a clear reaction over there. Do you think that there could potentially be that actually looks like three black crows? I don't know if it like we still got a little bit more of the weekly to go, but
Yeah, I think that it kind of that it already went below there, and you see it touch where it really got rejected was this area of support resistance right here because it flushed the 20, came right to that bottom area of the support resistance.
it looks like it filled both those that weekly gap that was down there too. Oh, it still might have some work to go there too, like on that big gap.
Yeah,
But
that's that first target I was talking about, 97, 97 and 95. That'd be a good area for it to come down and some support, maybe.
bounce.
Yeah,
So you don't think it would be going up from here? Like you don't think that there's potential for a bounce here or above
I
that
think it's got
weak EMA, but it more so likely down at that 95 level or so.
I think it's got one more leg down before it's got a retracement because I think it's one, two, is a wave three. If we do a sideways movement, a wave four. I don't know. We'll see, but I think it's got. Look at that daily. Look at that fucking red. That's a fucking huge candle. From wick to wick candle, like get fucking wrecked. 11.3% wick to wick candle. Fucking Pelosi fucked everyone. Everyone saw that Nancy Pelosi bought some. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get back in. Get wrecked. Market just made liquidity. Get fucked.
Get wrecked, Nancy.
Holy shit. That doesn't look.
Nancy.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. You know what that actually looks like? That looks like an expanding flat. I mean, expanding.
She's the one that caused the friggin' sell-off today.
No, that's exactly what caused it. That news.
So what was there specific news or just that she bought or sold?
Give
Or
me a
was
second.
that news that was more specific to
So
him?
she bought, and we're still going to short this thing.
Well, she sold Tesla basically at the bottom of the move. And then it freaking skyrocketed.
So she bought, the market pulled back on it just to get out any chasing traders. And then I would assume in a month from now, that thing is, much higher.
I guess we'll see. I mean, the semiconductor market has been pretty overheated for a while now. I think a lot of people are looking for a pullback, but it's the pullback they were looking for, I guess. Or they might just need to be careful what they wish for because it might not really get a sustained bounce and continue to go up anymore. It's that it's a sticky spot because we're kind of like in late cycle investing now. And I think a lot of
Maybe.
people don't realize that it's not going to go up forever. It might go up more, but it won't go up forever.
Look at the weekly. Look at the fucking MACD on the weekly. How does that not scare the shit out of you?
Dude, it does honestly. And also look at the bearish divergence in the weekly RSI. You made it
How does the weekly look?
you made a massive higher high in price and a lower high in RSI. And the RSI was like at what, like 90 or 100?
91.
Where's the weekly? I'm looking at your chart now as I'm driving.
You weren't looking the whole time? How dare you not risk your life to listen to my TA? We just broke the 0.236 too. Yeah.
What was its all-time high?
Like 141. That's a significant amount down.
Yeah, on one of the most high-tech companies in the world, and the one company that we're all going to rely on.
Well, it's just profit taking. You know, it's all normal. Like
Yeah.
this is the 0.236. We could like a 0.5 retracement would be perfectly healthy in the grand scheme of things. Look at it. Like, what does this guy think he is? Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? He's got to retrace. He's got to retrace.
He took our jobs. Those NVIDIA took our jobs.
NVIDIA, it took our jam.
Damn, we're NVIDIA. Trying to be a Bitcoin wannabe.
Yeah, what do you think now? Yeah. My weekly's pretty scary, huh?
It'll get wrecked just like Bitcoin.
Scary. A little bit of a scary.
Pretty scary. Scaring the shit out of me, dude, to be quite honest.
I have a huge fucking heart on thinking about it. What are you talking about?
I got out of it because I wasn't sure, and I'm like, dude, now that I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like, wow, man, maybe it was the best move to get out.
What I would do is, because it's not going to show it on their chart, they're not going to give it to you that easy. I would go look at something that's run like that before. So go on Apple, on the weekly on Apple, see if there's any sort of similar weekly topping pattern, and to see if they snake their way out of it and move back to the top side.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have been relating NVIDIA to modern day Cisco. Like they're saying that Cisco did something really similar back during the dot-com bubble, and they're saying that NVIDIA, they're kind of relating it to that, but NVIDIA has really gone way more out of control than Cisco
Well,
did.
because they actually provide like a legitimate product.
I mean, so did Cisco back then. It was a new thing, though. It was a very new technology. So it's like, dude, like with NVIDIA, with the semiconductors and shit, this whole
Goodness.
narrative, right? It's still very new, and it's the hot new thing. But this is what happens with these narratives: is they get really hot for a couple of years, and they get super hot, and they almost do like they go into like bubble territory. Right now, it's AI and semiconductors. And part of that was because of like the shortage in the beginning because of the supply issues and stuff like that. But that got
Yeah, but who else is
yeah,
making them like
it's
that?
well, Nvidia is apparently they have some really advanced stuff, and they've made like strides much quicker and efficiently and faster. And as far as like them building like their processing machines and stuff like that, like all of that is apparently like bleeding edge technology, and it's state of the art, and they're way ahead of everybody else. And Clive has said this. Clive has said this many times. Is that he feels like Nvidia is like 10 years ahead of everybody else. So, I mean, if they're really that far ahead, or even if they're only just a couple years ahead, still it's like the point I'm trying to make is that these whole semiconductors and um, the the chips for the computers and the graphics cards and the miners and the processors and the friggin' AI, like how that's all incorporated with AI. Like that's the narrative that's super hot, that's been super hot, and it's getting really hot to the point where it's in like a bubble territory. Like people are starting to call this like an AI bubble, or they actually have been for a while. But I mean, this AI bubble and like these chip stocks, they're all like essentially sort of in a bubble. And when that bubble pops and everything finally comes crashing down, it's going to come down hard and fast and then stay down for probably a long period of time. So, like, with
But
these big bubbles that go up for years, like several years, and then they crash, the whole narrative crashes, it ends up being like they end up being down really low for a long period of time, like sometimes up to a decade before they really start to recover and return to their former glory. So it could take really like another like once this like bubble per se pops and everything comes crashing down, then it's gonna take them like 10 years to really like for everyone to get up to date with like, oh hey, this is what we're using the technology for and this is why it's important, and it's becoming more of a there's even more of a demand now because people finally understand why, like, what it's being used for. You know what I mean? Like if it gets to a point where a bunch of people are starting to need to use it for multiple reasons, then more people will need the technology, and then the stocks will go probably back into a growth phase. But when when they're still in the early stages and they're really ahead of their time, and we have this sort of bubble type scenario in a bubble type environment, it's eventually going to stop going up, and that's when a bubble pops. Like nobody is expecting, like when the bubble first pops, nobody knows exactly when it's going to pop and when it's going to when the beginning of the big
Well,
crash is. But who knows? I mean, it could be now. Like it could even be now.
no,
Not, and
bubbles are on speculation. Bubbles are on speculation. I don't
you're cutting out.
speculative. I mean, I think it's absolutely proven itself. I think it's proven itself. I don't think it's a speculative company. I mean, I feel like they own that market. They dominate that market, and it's something that this country absolutely is going to be extremely reliant on. You know,
Yeah,
like
that might take 10 years. It might not, but it might take 10 years. The thing is that, like, I don't think that I think there's still a ways up to go. Like, there's still probably a lot of upside potential, and people are still gonna get really excited. But
I could see it at $1,000.
yeah, I mean, I don't see it being. I just don't see it going on for that much longer. And when I say that much longer, I mean probably like not any more than another 1 or 2 years. We're just getting into that late cycle investing type thing, but I'm sure people will still remain excited for this bull market narrative, like that for
I'm
another.
really wondering about that narrative. I think everyone right now on Twitter and out there and all the people fucking talking, except for there's one guy out there who isn't, but that I've been watching, and like, it's pretty clear that what you call it, that there's really nothing in that's stopping us from, you know, continuing to swing up. We're all waiting for some sort of pullback. And even people who are looking at Bitcoin right now, they're all saying like, oh, like there's no way we can now come back up on because of this weekly, and we're coming back up here to retest, and that's it, and we're done. We're going to 47, and I don't know. Some of these shorts that I'm seeing have been extremely easy, and it makes me wonder if they're trapping. That's all. Like I think they're getting ready to trap.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But
My
anyway,
grandma could have shorted it at fucking 69K yesterday or the other day.
so MoKat, do you have anything else that you wanted to add to the analysis here on NVIDIA or?
No, that's pretty much it. I didn't want to get too much into like Elliott Wave or go too far back, even though I kind of did. I don't want to just give
I
like
mean,
a short.
you can if you like to just add any little tidbits, but he pretty much summed it up. And
Yeah. Oh, you said I could add what?
you could add a few little tidbits or side notes if you want, like when it comes to Elliott Wave stuff, just what you're looking at, even though it's like sort of a speculation type thing. But I can see what you have drawn there so far. Like I see you got that 5 wave structure drawn upwards, and now I would assume that you'd be looking for either an ABC correction, like a larger ABC correction to maybe a 618 or point 0.5, or if you're looking for a 5 wave down structure to take place, that
What
leads.
I'm asking you, MoKat, is what are you scared of? What are you scared of on that chart if you're shorting? Because there's always something when you short. You worry about some other move coming out. What's that move?
So this is what I was worried about earlier. Was this area of support resistance?
Okay, let's get to this.
But it flushed that. So yesterday, I sold around here my put originally, and I kind of started DCAing back into it around here, somewhere around here, as it went up. So I was worried that it was going to go back in this channel, and that it was going to bounce around this area of support resistance, as you can see. And that's also right around the 236. I was worried that it was going to bounce there and then go back up. But since we did flush that, and we even came back and made a sexy little fucking tap back on it and got rejected, that's looking pretty good right there. It looks like we're about to flush this right here. Maybe we could even do probably a. Well, no, that's probably our. So do a quick Elliott wave count. 1, 2, 3. I think this was our wave 4 right there. Maybe wave 5. It'd be nice if we could make it down to this 97 area at least. This wave 5. Yeah, and that would be good too. So let me see. Continue this area of support resistance. Right. Right. That have to be a pretty aggressive drop to get it there. Honestly, the next time it looks like this line could be touched, unless it's like right away, would be around 91. We go if it's going to hold true to this little cone we got going on here. And do a little bit more digging. Give me a second, bud.
Go on to your daily.
God damn it.
You see those gaps?
I wanted to give a quick TA, and now I'm going deeper down the fucking rabbit hole. Fuck you guys.
Well, go to
the
daily real quick. You see those gaps?
Yes. That's our.
Do you have some chart?
Say it again, Max.
Your daily, yeah. Go to your daily. Go see. Look at your gaps below you.
Oh, so that gap.
There's gaps on my chart
at 97.
So it's because he has.
Now go down further.
He has his after hours chart on.
The gap is at 97. This would be the gap to fill,
Yeah.
and it's a good supply zone at 97 and 96 area.
But it won't fill it. It won't fill it. Go down.
Why won't it fill it?
Go down. Because go down. You'll see. Stretch it out. Like upwards, yeah. Now go down.
No, Isaac chimed in and said, "Good TA, man."
So that's gap right there. From 100.
Yeah.
Like.
Get your other gap down to 30.
So what?
Do you have a gap on yours at 30? Right there, 2 left.
Right
See
here?
what you did? Yeah. That looks like a big parabolic curve.
Oh,
down here in a washing machine.
Hey, one
like
second.
they did there.
One second. I gotta go. I'll be back in a little bit.
Thank you for your analysis there on the video. So, it's good TA, man. Appreciate it.
See, quiet. I like to know the the move that the person is fearful of is the best truth. We all want to say that our trade is maybe projected out a certain way, but that person is thinking, fuck them.
You're roboting.
Typically, we get fucked.
You're roboting quite a bit, my man.